Damn you, Edmonton!
Hello and welcome to another edition of Buffalo Bills Pregame. It's our 6th annual NFL Draft Preview. And lacking a number one pick this year as the Bills do, we're going to do things a little different because there has been plenty of intrigue outside of the draft in the offseason of the Bills team. And it started the day after the season ended when Kyle Orton, the starting quarterback, lost the team. A lot happened afterwards, but let's go back to that day for 1 second. Pretend Kyle Orton has confidence in the team, thinks that he can lead in the playoffs next year. If he decides to stick along, how different are the team right now? Do we still have the same head coach?
I think so. I think that we still are stuck with Marrone.
Marooned?
Yeah, and I'll say that the ownership, if they really wanted to keep him, would have offered him a better deal than what they were offering him. That all said, for Doug Marrone, that was a nice, easy way to walk away from the season going, hey, yeah, I'm going to get paid millions of dollars to sit on my butt this year.
No, he's going to be a tight ends coach for Jacksonville.
But again, yeah.
But how does that look for the Bills' starting coach position? That people are leaving here to be tight end coaches.
Well, we pick up Rex instead. I think that's an upgrade.
So it's an upgrade. So Orton's gone, Marrone's gone. We pick up Rex Ryan, but we lost some other along the way. Go over the losses first. Kiko, Alonso traded away. Searcy we lost. Scott Chandler. Nate Hackett goes with the previous regime. In comes Rex Ryan, who brings in Greg Roman, probably an upgrade. Matt Cassel comes in at quarterback.
I think that's a wash between him and Orton, but let's
Tyrod
go on.
Taylor added as a side. We pick up LeSean McCoy in the trade. Charles Clay at tight end. Percy Harvin, kind of an interesting factor. We haven't had that kind of electricity since Parrish, maybe, on punt returns. Percy Harvin, Richie Incognito, and Jeremy Felton at fullback, like a Jerome Felton, excuse me. A true fullback, something the team hasn't seen since Sam Gash.
I would say that we've had a few, we just never used them. But
fair enough.
What I would go with right offhand, the first thing that sticks out is we lose Kiko and we gain LeSean McCoy right in the trade. And I know a lot of people are jumping for joy that we have a playmaker on offense, but we created a new hole at linebacker. We don't have somebody to really fill in for Kiko at this point. We only have 2 NFL caliber starting linebackers right now. And from there, we had running backs that were either old or okay, but our line sucked at that given point. The Bills continuously have this habit of overvaluing the running back position and trading away premium talent or using premium picks on running backs that are either on the a little bit beat up, or we're hoping they're able to adjust their game from college where they're going to dominate to the pro level where it's been kind of mixed results.
Yeah, if you look over our playoff drought, we certainly have a relatively impressive list of running backs considering how the team performed, which may indicate that having an impressive-looking running back on your team is not the key to success. And you're right, we are giving up talent, to get another running back, but
who didn't sound that enthusiastic to come here either, so.
But that's a knee-jerk reaction, too. There's a lot going on, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be willing to make it up to the city in the meantime. And Kiko Alonso was something that people around the city were excited about. And we, as Bills fans, don't often get that opportunity to have like an exciting player nationally recognized as a rookie, and with the Pegulas as owners, someone that they're not going to slip between our fingers in the first deal. And it was exciting to think that here's this up-and-coming talent that we get to watch firsthand for the rest of his career, much as like we're excited for Eichel to come.
Yes. Damn you, Edmonton!
But then he injures himself, an injury that we don't know how he's going to come back from.
How will he rebound?
How will he rebound? And so we might have something that...
We may have gotten McCoy for a bag of donuts, effectively.
Yeah, exactly, and we might have maximized our value at the time, which is something that any of the Buffalo teams seem to do the exact opposite of most of the time. And we're out trying something. So many times we've been stagnant and sitting here pulling our hair out, like, why isn't the management doing something to put a better team on the field? Well, at least we're, Wayne Gretsky said he never scored on any of the shots he didn't take. We're here and we're trying something, and I like the fact that we're trying something. I like Percy Harvin as a special teams contribution.
I'm not sure where he's going to fit on the offense, though.
That was my next point.
I mean, we have 3 solid receivers at the very least between Watkins, Woods, and 7-Eleven.
Is it safe to say the Wildcat craze is pretty much in the dirt?
I would have to say so. I mean, the Bills didn't use a good version of it when they had Roscoe or Freddie lining up behind center there. But the teams know how to attack that, and give it a year or two, and the read option will probably be in the same way.
Now, Greg Roman had a lot of success with Kaepernick, who would seem to have a lot of skills in common with the
EJ and Tyrod.
And Tyrod.
Yep.
So, do you feel that Greg Roman's going to make a big noticeable difference? Are you optimistic about the talent that we have and him being able to manipulate it?
I'm going to use the word hope here. I hope so, but I'm not going to expect it is probably the best way to put it. And I don't think that a coordinator can make that much of a difference immediately, but we've seen it happen. Just look at how good Alex Smith looked as a rookie in San Fran, and as soon as North Turner left, we didn't hear much of him doing well for a number of years after. Until Roman, yes.
Incognito was added. Do you think that fills a hole that we need? What is your opinion of Incognito being on the team?
I like it on this aspect alone. He is a tough, dirty player, and sometimes you need those tough players to be there every day in practice and setting the pace so those who are not the most solid there with their mentality, they get to learn how to be aggressive as such.
My concern
I would say that with Incognito, and I'm guessing this is where you're going with it, is the behavior issues where he's been in trouble there.
So it ties in. My concern with him on the field, not even behavior issues, is that he played a certain way, a certain game, and he's gotten in a lot of trouble for it, and has had a lot of time to sit around and think about how he's going to behave the second time around. Do you think him second-guessing himself, a lack of confidence on the field, a lack of confidence behavior, are you going to see a different player on the field, or do you expect
honestly, I say no. I want the Three Stooges routine. I want the guy who's going to be
want all you want, but you think
I think
that's what you're saying. Okay.
I think he's going to be there, and I think that's why they brought him in. You can't field a team full of soft players and expect them to play tough. A guy that is that edgy, he's going to play tough, and he's going to influence those around him.
We've added
maybe chase out one of the first-round picks who's very soft in the process by calling him politically incorrect names.
Let's hope he's chasing no one out. We've added a lot of skill positions, a lot of kind of electric players, but there's still a lot of needs, kind of the meat and the guts of the team. What do you see as the most important needs that we need filled going into the draft?
I think we still need to get another guard and tackle in there. If not draft them to be starters, they need to be primary depth where they're useful and not sitting on the practice squad. On the defensive side, we also need a linebacker. Need to have one now.
So guard tackle, is that what we're going to address first in the draft? Would you see us going for that linebacker depth or even a defensive back? We've lost Searcy.
Given the current lineup, I don't see them going quarterback. I see them going with one of those positions in all likelihood, but best player available out of that. Should somebody that should be a first rounder drop to 50, that would be the way to go, I think.
Is there a circumstance in which you see them drafting a quarterback? Like Winston's new media outrage drops him that far into the second round?
I believe if rapist Winston drops down that low, he would probably fall beyond the Bills and possibly into the third round even, just because of all the different stories. But if he were to drop that low, I wouldn't have a problem with adding him to that quarterback carousel that we have.
All right, so after the first two, you Hundley,
Hundley, Grayson, and Petty are the next three.
Hundley and Grayson. If either of them drop that far, do we make that swing for quarterback, or is it
not in the second round?
The first two are bust.
I'd say not in the second round. If they were to drop down to third, fourth, fifth round, I could see them getting scooped up at that point.
So you disagree with Mel Kiper?
Of course I do. That guy is a talking asshat.
And based on what is projected to be available, in the second and third rounds where the Bills will be making their first picks of the draft, where do you think they're going to go towards guard or tackle to fill their needs?
I honestly think in the second round that inside backer is probably going to be where they need to fill a hole first, especially with the 3-4 defense. And then from there, they would go with a guard specifically in the third round, just looking at how deep each of the positions are. I wouldn't rule out a tackle they may want to kick inside. But in the grand scheme of things, we never know until that Friday night this year.
And as we are going into the draft now, we've made a lot of additions. We've lost some stuff. I want to know, as a Bills fan, are you optimistic with where we are right now?
I think the or the roster is deeper than it has been in so many years, but it has to be put together, and usually that doesn't come together in one season. It usually takes at least two with a new coach.
I haven't felt optimistic about the Bills in so long, and I think that's what I'm feeling, but I'm having trouble recognizing it. But whatever it is I'm feeling, I can't push it down. So I'll label it optimism for now, in need of further study. Is there anything the Bills can do in this draft you see coming out of the weekend after the draft, something that happened that changed your opinion, that like, wow, now really it's on like Donkey Kong?
Without a first pick, no.
No, not trading up for first pick?
The only way they'd be able to trade up for first pick would be to mortgage the future for now. And as I stated last year, I'm not a fan of doing so.
All right, well, then hopefully we maintain our optimism, and we'll talk to all of you after the draft. Thank you.
Oh.